Hi, and welcome to Loukisha Story. I'm Loukisha, and today is Monday, Infusion Day. Yay. I really need it today. Having a little bit of some swelling in my hands, a little bit in my face, so it's a good thing to do. So we're going to show you the process of what we do, making Cinryze, reconstituting it. You'll get to see what it looks like when we put it through my PICC line and all that good stuff. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Thanks. Okay, we're back, and we got everything ready to do an infusion, and then we thought we'd try to introduce some other meds to you that I also will use if I'm having a swell. So let's get to it. So over here we have some meds. This one is called Firazyr. It's a pre-filled syringe. It's a subcutaneous, that's a tongue twister, shot. And what it is that you will put it into your stomach, but you have to go underneath your belly button, hold skin. You'll put this through. I won't open it because you kind of have to rip it open here. And there's a shot in there, the syringe. You put the needle to it, put it in your belly. Wonderful feeling, And then you have to slowly, very, very slowly push it in because it burns really badly. And so, so that's what I use if I'm having a swell. And this is one of my rescue meds. Another rescue med, this is called Barinert. And you mix it and you'll reconstitute it, and you'll kind of see what reconstituting looks like when we do the Cinryze. But this is also a rescue med. And so if I have taken the Firazyr and it doesn't seem to be quite working, then that's when I'll go ahead and I'll use the Barinert, and we'll mix it and we put it through an IV. And hopefully that will kind of knock the swell out, the two of them together. And so what we're going to show you today, though, is the Cinryze. So we'll go over here and we'll show my husband, who will be mixing everything and kind of filling us all in on stuff. So let's go over here to Ryan and see what's going on. So say hi, Ryan.
Hello.
So this is Cinryze. And so Cinryze is a powdered medicine. And we'll open up the box so you can see it. Yep, so there it is. And as you can see, it's a white powder inside of a little vial. And I have to do 1,500 or 3 of those vials are used that we'll put with some sterile water, which you see right here. And the sterile water is going to be put with the inside of the little powder things. And so right now he's popping off the tops so we can get to them. One of the things you will see time and time again, lots and lots of alcohol swabs being used. Ryan believes in wiping everything. Even though it's like sealed in a protective plastic and it says it's sterile, he will still take it out and wipe it with alcohol. We go through a lot of alcohol swabs.
The nurse told me to.
Yes, the nurse told you to. So no infections on his watch. Never ever, as far as he is concerned. So he's popping off all the tops of everything. More alcohol to wipe everything off. But I'm appreciative because it does keep things safe. You want to, after you wipe them, you want to keep that alcohol on top of it to make sure and just kind of ensure that nothing, dust or anything else will fall.
Like coughing on it.
Yes, that's bad too. Normally if somebody has where they're coughing or whatever, we normally put a mask and have them to wear it while they're mixing this stuff. Oh, see, we lost one, so he didn't feel too happy about it, so he had to get a new one and put on there. Next thing he's going to do is open a mixed 2 vials. And the mixed 2 vials are going to, putting the blue to water. It's always kind of easy to remember. And that is to, what we're going to do is that there's a little thing on the top of here, which you'll take it off, we'll flip it over, and it'll connect the two together. so that the water can go into it. So now, ta-da, there it is. And if you look inside, you'll see, I won't touch in there because he'll freak out, but there's like this little sharp, like a needle is made out of a hard plastic, and it's going to pierce the skin of the, if you flip over the top, see, he won't even let me touch it, and the red there, and we're going to connect those two together, and it'll create, there's a vacuum seal, and so now you'll see all the water is disappearing, and it's going down into the medicine. And so there we go. It's kind of like a fun chemistry lesson. You feel like you're concocting some kind of crazy thing. Oh, and you hear that hissing sound? That's where the vacuum seal has been released. So he's doing it again. We live it and go upside down. And yeah, he normally does a assembly line thing. He's doing a little bit slower so that you guys can see the process. And so what we're trying to do is we're reconstituting the medicine. So
this one's slow, but it's moving.
It's very slow.
We've sometimes had that lately. Some of them are slow.
Yeah, so sometimes we always try to have extra things, so just in case something malfunctions, we have another one to help. And so he will just sit there and pay lots of attention to that one and shake it a little bit and try to tweak things to make it go faster. But it's still going out, and there it goes, all gone. So what's happening here, if you can see, is that we're starting to get the liquid. And you'll just kind of roll it around a little bit. You'll kind of swirl it a little bit and let it sit. You definitely don't want it to look like a snow globe, I guess is a good way to put it, where it has all these like little white little things in it, you know, when you shake it up and it looks like it's snowing. You don't want to see that in there. That means that the medicine hasn't properly reconstituted, and you want to put that away over to the side. We normally box it back up, send it back to the manufacturer of the meds, and they'll send us a replacement one, and they're really good about that. But most of the time it mixes up really well, and we don't have any issues or problems with it.
This one actually might be
a dud. Oh no. Why do you say that? I don't see the snow globe things.
This one has some clumpies too.
Well, we'll wait a little bit. We're going to shake it and see. Yeah. You know, it takes a little bit. It's not an instant thing. Right. So it does take a little bit. He just gets like very
Right
focused.
Now there's a shortage of this med, so we only get 1 week's worth at a time. Not quite sure what's wrong with it, if they're just not able to make it fast enough, or if they're having problems with it. Of course, they won't tell us because it's probably good that we don't know, because then we might be really upset.
Oh my goodness. So as we're waiting for that to go, the people who have this medicine, the Cinryze and the Firazyr, is a wonderful company called Shire. Love them. Amazing company that makes a lot of medicines for rare diseases. And so this case right here, which I can carry my Cinryze in, they sent this to me, and so I'm able to put all of my things in here. It's kind of has it where I can put my cold packs in, so if it's a hot day, I can keep my Cinryze at a nice temperature so that it's effective. They give you a nice little thing for your sharps container, so you can put needles if you're using needles and stuff. Normally when I don't have a pick line, I will use this. These are needles, fancy word bifurcated. It basically just means that there's one tube, like, you know, that you see for an IV, and then it splits in two, and then there's 2 little needles on each side. I would say they're probably like thumbtacks. Yeah, I think that's a good way of describing them. And it feels like you're being stabbed with thumbtacks when you put them in your belly. I don't like that. It's not fun. It's really painful.
Strangely, they're hard to actually put in too.
Yes, and they are difficult to put in, and so you like feel like a little piñata. Just keep, or pin the tail on the donkey, and you just keep trying to pin it in, and then you have to tape them down so they don't pop back out. And you know, I don't know, when next time when I don't have a PICC line and I could do that one, we'll show you the lovely process of that. But today we'll spare you the agony of watching this. It's not for the faint of heart. And you'll just get to see the PICC line today. And so, as you can see, Ryan's still swirling and waiting and mixing. You have to be very gentle. You can't just shake it up. I think sometimes he wishes he could do that. It would make it a whole lot easier and faster, but you have to be patient. As you can see, he's wearing gloves. It's a good thing and a good habit to get into. One that way, it is a blood product. It is made out of plasma. They pull things out of your blood and they separate it out. So it is a good thing to wear. Protective gloves is not that, you know, getting it on the skin is like horrific or horrible, and you know, you're not going to melt, you know, or anything like that. But it's always good practice just to always have safety and have gloves when you're dealing with medicines or people's, you know, bodily fluids. And here, you know, we're going to be doing some stuff with my PICC line and may have some blood or whatever. So it's always good to do that.
Looks like it's turning out okay.
So
it was a little clumpy there, more than usual, but it did reconstitute.
Yay! So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up the syringe. Again, see how it was like completely sealed, nothing was in it, nothing's touched it since it's been in there, but here comes those alcohol wipes again. And he's going to wipe off the end of that and try to discard and keep it as nice and clean looking. He's going to wipe the tops of those again. Again, not on his watch. There will be no germs at all during his watch. So as he's doing that, then what's going to happen is that he's going to take and attach the syringe to the top of these vials and pull out the meds. So he's going to pull out to about 5 cc's, and then he'll take that. He inspects it one more time. He'll attach it, and then he's going to push the air in and then pull it out and get out all those meds. We like to refer to this stuff as liquid gold. It's very, very, very expensive. These 3 little vials right here, what did we say we could purchase with it?
A nice car.
A really nice car. Not just a car, but like a really nice car with just 3 vials. More than 3 vials. A super, super nice car with what I get for a week, a car and a house. With what I have for like a month or a year, a really nice car or cars and a couple of nice houses, big houses. So very expensive. This shot right here that I'm holding in my hands, $9,000. Yes, you heard it, $9,000 for this little shot right here. So I, feel wonderful knowing this much medicine, this much money is pulsing through my veins and into my body. One of the things that's really awesome is that Shire does have an amazing program that helps for us to be able to afford these meds, because there's no way that anyone could afford to have these meds on hand.
True. And anybody.
Anybody. Doesn't even matter if you have a lot of money. You would go broke very, very quickly with the amounts that you need. For the Fierzier, 3 are a day's worth. So they normally send you just a day's worth at a time. So that's 3 of them. So, 3 times 9. Do your homework. Know your multiplication. And then this one here is by a place called CLS Bearing. They are also an amazing company. They also will provide help in being able to get this med. So can't say enough about those 2 companies. Absolutely amazing. Love them. And a shout out to PSI. Hi. They also are amazing in helping people with rare diseases to get the things that they need, health insurance, or getting the meds as well. So grateful to them. If you guys want to donate to them, they do for other rare diseases as well as for hereditary angioedema or HAE, or hey, as we'll in our community like to kind of joke around and call it. Always have to have a sense of humor. Good thing. So if we go back over, he's
I've pulled all of the meds, all 3 vials into here.
Yes.
And just want to wait for all the bubbles to disappear.
Yes. He's very, very serious about that. He focuses on, he kind of thumps it. I don't know if it actually helps or does anything, but he feels that it does, so we just let him do his thing and let him do that. So while he's kind of waiting to do that, we'll probably go ahead and start prepping my pick line for everything, because we need to get that going.
And we have to do it.
So before we access it, here's my lovely pick line. Camera person, get kind of close up on it and see. So pick line, it's a very long catheter that is inserted through your arm. They normally have to numb it up really well. They use an ultrasound so they can see the vein. They try to find one that's going to go up and around close to your heart. So these are very, very, have to be very careful. You don't want to get any kind of, infection, so you want to keep them clean. Since it is, by your heart and very close to your heart, the medicine gets into your body very quickly. This is a double lumen, just really a fancy way of saying there's 2 little tubes that I can put medicine in at once, as long as, one in one tube, one in another, as long as they're compatible. Nurses, who are my buddies and my friends, love 2 lumens or more. They hate 1 lumen. So it takes too long. So what we're doing, this is saline that we put in. We want to flush. See how there's a little bit of blood in the line? We want to flush that out and clean it out, make sure things are okay. So we'll push in the saline. I'm one of those weird people, I can taste it. Ugh, don't like it. What we want to do here is do a blood return. We want to make sure that that line is flowing really well, and so that there's no clogs or clots in it. As you can see, it's flowing well, it's doing what it needs to. He's going to seal it off. He's going to take that off. That has my blood, so we're going to put it in a special container later that we will dispose of it properly. You just can't throw it in the trash and have the trash man pick it up. Not good. You want to do it the right way and dispose of the bodily things the right way. So we're going to do another one. He's getting all the air out of it so he doesn't push it in. If that little bit of air that was in there, he pushed it, I wasn't going to die. We've watched way too many spy movies thinking like this little itty bitty bunch of air, if we push it in the thing, you're going to just and die.
You need about half a syringe or more.
Yes,
to do
a lot more. So you're not going to die, but it's always good just in practice to get rid of it. So he's going to push it all the way through, have a nice clean line, clamp it again, hold it up so, you don't have to keep re-cleaning the tip of it. And
this one we're going to just flush all the way.
Yes, because
we're going to use the other line to push the meds through.
Yeah, and normally what you do is that you would push meds through the white one, but this one's a little bit sluggish, so I use the other one instead. So we'll completely flush this line, we'll partially do it, put meds in, and then finish it off. This is heparin, and it's to basically keep clots from forming in the line. They have different schools of thought. Some are like, put heparin in the line. Others are like, no way, never put heparin in. The doctor will know what they think is best for you to do. For me, I have to flush and put the saline, 2 salines, and then 1 heparin. And I do that twice a day so that my PICC line does not clot. So 1 down, and now we have 1 side to go. We'll flush, and then we'll get to see the infusion of the liquid gold or the Cinryze. So there he goes, he's cleaning it off again. Making sure, no germies, no germies. So he's doing that. And sorry if you hear that loud sound, the AC has kicked on. So we apologize for that sound, but it should be okay. And every now and then you might hear a little giggling in the background, and that is my son watching a video, and we've been trying to tell him to shh, we're taping something. But if you have kids, you understand they can't be quiet. They have to be making some kind of sound some way. And you'll meet them on other videos, as my daughter's trying to tape this right now and not giggle and shake the camera. So you'll get to meet him.
Flowed really well.
This is Ryan's favorite port over here to use. It flows very quickly, very easily. It's kind of creepy and weird that he has like a favorite one, but you know.
So now we've done half the flush.
Yes.
We'll have to flush after we do this, so we do the second flush after the meds to push the rest of the meds through the IV line.
Yeah, we don't want to put the meds in and then pull, because then you're pulling out meds you want to have it stay into your body.
Hard to get expensive meds. You don't want to throw away a drop.
Exactly.
Plus, it's good for you. You need every ounce, or in this case, cc or whatever you can get.
Yeah, it is. It's very helpful. So, you know, we've learned over time, and he wants to make sure he gets every single little bubble or little thing in there, which is not always possible. We have to remind him it's okay. So there he is. He's connecting the Cinryze, and
this gets pushed over. Oops. Pushed over 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we roughly just, whatever a minute feels like, every minute we just do a line. It's actually over 10 minutes, but that way I can get a better feel.
Yeah, this is not something that you would just want to just slam it in. It wouldn't feel very good. You probably would start to feel kind of sick, and I don't know, might be kind of painful. With the PICC lines, they're larger veins, but if some people will self-infuse, where they'll actually locate a vein on their own and start kind of like an IV. And with those veins, they can infiltrate kind of quickly, so you wouldn't just want to slam in a large amount of medicine like this. Really, when you put any medicine in your veins, you shouldn't slam in a large amount anyways. Even if a small amount, it's not good. It's good to slowly add it in. But yeah, normally at this time, we watch television. Sometimes he'll push some in, go walk, go get some juice, go work on his computer a little bit, come back, push in a little bit more.
One time I forgot about it, and you fell asleep.
Yes.
And I went back to work, and it was like 15 minutes later. I was like, oh, I forgot. And you're sleeping, and I'm...
Yeah, and I had no clue. And he just comes back over, and I wake up, and he's like, oh, look, I need the infusion. Little did I know that I'd fallen asleep for a while, having this just hanging off and attached to me. Oh, and I got a message on my phone, so you hear the crickets. It's like a Zen thing. So I don't, get stressed out when I hear, someone's leaving me a message or a text message. Or some people, I have a couple friends that they're terrified of crickets, so it sends terror just creasing through their veins, and they get freaked out, and they're jumping up on things and looking around, thinking they need to smash and kill something. So it just depends on what crickets mean to you. For me,
dogs also think it's funny too.
Yes, dogs get a little freaked out, and cats, some care, some don't. But that's a whole nother story. We love our fur friends. So yeah, love to the fur friends. And so I don't know, we're just kind of sitting, chilling, relaxing, waiting for all this stuff to go through. I think it might be boring to sit here and just watch us waiting and pushing the thing slowly, ever so slowly. So I don't know. I guess we could just...
Well, one of the things about this too, that when you have to infuse, put through those needles that you showed into the abdomen, that's a very painful process. We're actually grateful that that's an option. It's the same med, same way to mix it and everything, but instead of pushing it into the PICC IV line, you push it through this into the abdomen, and it's actually kind of strange doing that, because every time I push, it's like causing her pain, and it really hurts. But it's also helping her at the same time.
Yeah. It's a lot longer process when we do it that way.
And it's sore for at least 2 days.
Yes, it's sore for 2 days. And then when I start to feel better, it's time to infuse again. So I just have that little tiny window. And when I feel good, then everybody's like, run, mommy feels good. And so we try to do something fun or whatever, because then when I come back, I have to infuse. And then I'm in agony again. But I'm not swelling.
Exactly.
So,
Catch-22 a little bit.
Yeah, so,
that's better.
It is better. I mean, it's better to be sore than to puff up.
Or be in the hospital.
And be in that.
Can't breathe.
Where I can't breathe, tongue hanging out, all that kind of stuff. I'll probably put some pictures or stuff up if I'm brave enough, but yeah, I probably will. So you can get to see it. It's not cute. It's definitely won't win me any, being misphotogenic with all the swelling and stuff. But it's a reality that's kind of in our home and that we have to deal with and be ready for. But in those moments, then that's when it becomes super serious. And I normally spend a lot of time in the ICU. So ICU doctors and nurses, get to know me pretty well. I am the stuff of legends, a unicorn or a zebra corn, if you will. I like a zebra that has a unicorn horn. I mean, because that's really super, super rare. And so, yeah, that's what we like to refer to ourselves in the hay community, or blowfish. Absolutely, pufferfish, blowfish. That's our mascot, and we like to refer to each other fishy friends, so puff friends. Yeah. Find all kinds of interesting things. If my eye is kind of swollen, it's an RMAT kind of a day. We learn humor. Lots and lots of humor really helps to deal with something that's so serious. And there's times we'll cry, and you'll see those too. But we try to just make the best of it and kind of make light of it when we're able to. So, twisted sense of humor. But I don't know. We've gabbed a lot. Still have more to go. Look at that. Yeah, but I'm grateful. It's so far I've had it. It's not a therapy I've had very long, but I have noticed that it's helped me to not have as many swells. Or if I do have a swell, it progresses pretty slowly, where I'm able to get medical intervention. Or if I give myself some Fierzier, then it does a really good job of kind of, having the swelling to resolve pretty quickly. So I'm pretty glad and pretty happy for that. So it's been a good therapy. Right now, I do it twice a week, hoping that it doesn't have to increase. Some people do it more than that. Some will do it, 3 times a week. Some people, bless their hearts, 4 times a week. Some people, it could be every other day. So that's really intense and extremely expensive.
Hard to get approved by insurance as well.
Yes.
It took a very long time.
6 months or more of going back and forth. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. You'll hear a lot of things. Insurance is awesome. It's also a pain. As I think all of us know, they like to tell us what we need instead of our specialists being able to tell us what we need. The insurance company tries to tell us, you don't need this drug. Specialists like, I've gone to school for this. I've researched all of this. It's a rare disease. I know about this. You don't. You need the drug. And they say, no, you don't need the drug.
Because the drugs that you would take if you had, let's say, a normal, like say you're stung by a bee and you're highly allergic and you lose your airway, the meds that you'd use for that to rescue somebody do not work for HAE.
Yes. So we are very, very, very rare, super rare, and extremely expensive group of individuals. But if you happen to be someone's family member that has it, then you're actually very valuable and very important, and you feel like there's no amount of money that can replace you having your loved one in your life. So you're willing to do that. And looks like we're almost done. Just like itty tiny, itty bitty baby bit more. And Ryan will push that in and make sure I get every little last thing. Clip that off. I hold this, I'll sit over the syringe. Then to make sure that I'm getting all of that Cinryze in, he's gonna prep the saline syringe. Okay, so we're back. We were using mine and it was like, you've done enough. No more space. So now we're on Ryan's phone videotaping. Hopefully we'll get this down a little bit better. So we're back. He's pushing in the saline to flush my line, push and make sure I get all of the Cinryze that he put in. I'm gonna hold that there so we can take that off. We'll finish it off with some good old heparin, clear up the line, make sure it keeps from any clots forming in the line. So that I have easy intravenous access if I need it. So there he goes, pushing it in. So glad I don't taste this like I do the saline. It's really weird. Don't understand how that and why that happens. There's a little community of us all over, but we do. And he's looking for these little covers.
Green caps.
If you pull it open and you'll see, if he shows you inside, see there's a little sponge in there, and that has ChloroPrep on it, which is a really strong disinfectant that you can use to help keep things clean. They use them in hospitals. You probably see them a lot to make sure that nothing gets into the ends of those and can get and have an infection. So just another way to stop and fight infection. Then what I do here, if I'm wearing long sleeves, you know, not to freak people out, I just pull it down and I'll hide that. That's a little thing telling me that I need to take some medicine. So, you know, birds, nature, try to be comfortable and zen as possible. And so we're all done. We have lots of trash to get rid of, as you can see over here with all of this process, all the stuff that goes into it. It develops lots and lots of trash. And so we have lots of things to throw away, but that's okay. Well, I'm not really sure. I think that's pretty much it at this time for being a part of it. So yeah, thank you for watching and being a part of Infusion Monday. I don't know, maybe we'll do our Infusion Thursday. I'm not quite sure. Or we'll probably do some other videos as well. But so thanks so much for being with us, and we hope you learned a lot. And so we'll say goodbye from Ryan.
Thanks for watching.
And see you next time on Loukisha Story. Bye.